At number 17 we have Gallinus, a dinosaur built for speed. A for carbs, B for protein, and Y for lipids. The more diet you have, the faster you go. For example, here we have like zero diet, and that means our speed is at a very low 46 km an hour. But if we were to have good diet, our speed would go up. And if we were to have perfect diet, then our speed would go up to 55.5 km per hour. And if you have a partner, you can honk and gain a speed boost. First step is to call. Then when running together, press F to honk to gain a speed boost. This applies to both you and your partner. You go up to an insane 69.8 km per hour. At number 16 we have Allosaurus. I see a lot of allo players using pounds, but you should use claw swipe instead because it deals much higher bleed and uses less stamina than pounds. With 5 claw swipes, you can easily bleed out a Rex. At number 15 we have Pachy. Pachy's whole thing is head ramming, which is why we're gonna showcase a head ram technique. So for the head ram, the longer you hold it, the more damage you deal. For example, if I instantly use it, then I deal 12.1% of the raptor's health. But if I hold it for 2 seconds, then I deal 21% of the raptor's health. And if I fully hold it for 3 seconds, then I deal 27% of its health. So the longer you hold the ram, the more damage you deal, basically. At number 14 we have Carnotaurus. Carno got a new change recently. If you charge and only hold right click, it won't deal damage. But if you charge the prey and hold both right click and left click, you will deal damage. So make sure you press left click as well. Then when you hold left click, make sure you time it correctly, because if you use it too fast, then it won't hit the prey like you see here. For number 13 we have Diabloceratops, and I'll be covering the thrash ability. When using the thrash ability on standing cerato, it deals 11% of the cerato's health. But when using it on a knockdown cerato, it deals 28% of the cerato's health. So basically you only want to use thrash when the target is knocked down. For number 12 we have Dilophosaurus. With Dilo, you usually want to hunt at night, and I'll explain why. So Dilo can send clones, and to send clones he has to envenom the prey, and during nighttime, envenoming the prey is no problem. During daytime, to envenom Cerato to 4th stage, I need 6 total bites. But during nighttime, I only need 2 bites to envenom Cerato to the 4th stage. For number 11, we have Tenoto. I see a lot of new players spam the tail with teno, but you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to use the kick as much as possible, since it deals more damage, more bleed, and can also be used while running. For number 10, we have Ceratosaurus. So for Cerato, you want to use charge bite as much as you can because it deals more damage than regular bite. Regular bite 150 damage, charge bite 350 damage. Also, when fighting people, if there's a nearby body, you want to go next to it as much as possible, because when you're next to a body, you get 50% less reduced damage from all attacks. So basically, your health goes up. For example, without a body, the power swing dealt 66% of the Cerato's health. But with a body nearby, the power swing only dealt 33% of the Cerato's health. So basically reduce the damage for 50%. For number 9, we have Maia. For Maia, there's 2 stances. There's the bipedal stance, and there's a quadrupedal stance. For the bipedal stance, you want to use the shove, And then when you knock them down or stun them, you want to use the stomp. Then for the quadrupedal stance, you want to use the kick if they're behind you, or the side kick if they're on your sides. For number 8, we have Dinosuchus. Dino main threat and problem is fighting other Dinosuchus. So what you want to do is, so when face tanking against other dinos, you don't want to use your regular bite. You want to use your alt attack, because alt attack is as fast as the regular bite, and it also deals more damage. For number 7, we have Stegosaurus. For Stego, you want to learn how to use the 180 swing, because it's your most important attack for dealing damage. To do it, you want to be running in a straight line, then you want to look to your side, then you want to swing. Looking to the left, swings right, and then looking to the right, swings left. So it's basically the opposite of where you're looking at. And you want to avoid the forest as a stego, because every tree blocks your power swing. For number 6, we have pteranodon. You don't really have much to do other than fish for ptera, so I'll be covering the fish aspect. So first you need to get to fresh water, then when you're close enough you want to hold left click, then you'll go into spear animation. Wait a minute or two, then when the fish gets close, press right click and then you'll get it, then you can eat and enjoy. For number 5, we have herrera. So when you're in the tree and you jump somebody, you want to hold left click while you're in the jump animation, because if you don't, this happens. You won't deal damage, but if you hold left click while in the jump animation, then yeah, you'll deal damage, and a lot of it. For number 4, we have Omniraptor. For Omniraptor, when you bounce something, you want to do the damage bounce, because it's the best one. And this is how the animation looks like. When you do the damage bounce, it looks like it's like ripping chunks off the prey. And I don't recommend using the bleed bounce, because the bleed bounce got nerfed recently and deals so little bleed. And this is how the bleed bounce looks like, so try and avoid it if possible. For number 3, we have Troodon. So for Troodon, you want to lash into the prey, wait a second, then bounce off, then just repeat. Keep repeating it. That's how you deal the most damage. You don't want to keep bouncing the prey. You want to go in, bounce, after 1 second get out, then repeat. And you'll deal so much damage if you keep doing it. For number 2, we have Triceratops. For trike, there's a very unique trick you can do. So you see this attack? This attack you can only do it when you're out of spar mode, okay? In spar mode, when you try doing it, you'll just do this instead. So if you want to do the normal attack and also go into spar mode, you can do this. You can go into spar mode, leave spar mode, do the attack, and go back into spar mode. So let me just explain it one more time, because it's kind of confusing, but it's not really confusing, it just feels that way. So you're in spar mode, leave spar mode, do the attack instantly, then go back into spar mode. This is how it looks like. Yeah, it's a lot of buttons pressing at the same time, but you'll get the hang of it. For number 1, we have Tyrannosaurus Rex. So for Rex, what you want to do is, when you crush an enemy, right? I see a lot of people, they just leave. They don't combo anything with the crush, okay? What you want to do is when you crush, you want to use bite instantly after, then you want to get out. So crush, use bite, then get out. Basically combo it. Yeah, just like that. That's pretty much it.